Alright, so this is a topic that I haven't really heard much rumblings about, surprisingly, because I thought about it quite a bit recently. Like, hey, if they drag this Cole Caulfield thing out, who's to say he doesn't get jesperi kotkaniemi? Okay, like seriously, or Sebastian Ahod. And honestly, it's a very real threat the more you think about it. And the reason I'm making this video is because of a recent article on Montreal Hockey Now saying Cole Caulfield extension should come soon to avoid offer sheets. Now, again, on the surface, you're thinking, yeah, well, if he does get offer sheeted next summer, they'll just match, right? And yes, you're right, but you could end up with a Shea Weber to the Philadelphia Flyers situation from years ago. Remember that? Okay, there's a reason Shea Weber's contract was so ridiculously long and crazy, is because he got offer sheeted by the Philadelphia Flyers in the offseason of 2012, and because of that, the Nashville Predators, in order to keep him, were forced to sign like a 15,000-year contract just to keep him. It was ridiculous. And look, now I know the maximum for contracts in the NHL is 8 years, so at least that helps because Caulfield's still extremely young. Even if he does get signed for full 8 years, it would actually probably be a good thing for the Montreal Canadiens, but there is some risk as of right now. Like, let's say somebody, especially if he has a really good season this year or a really good start to the season even, let's say somebody just says, look, we see this young kid, we could build around him. Hey, this is the Arizona Coyotes calling Cole Caulfield. Do you want a $10 million contract for 8 years? Because we're stupid enough to give it to you. And if you're thinking, nah, Johnny, you're just fear-mongering here, get this part of the article. Usually, NCAA players who burn the first year of their entry-level contract to play in the NHL at the end of the season aren't eligible for offer sheets when their contracts expire, and that's because they don't usually play more than 10 games to close out the calendar year. Classified as 10.2C restricted free agents, these players are exempt from receiving offer sheets from a rifle club if they play 10 games or less in the season when they burn the first year of their ELC. This is where it gets interesting. Caulfield played 10 games with the Montreal Canadiens during the 2021-2022 season and played another 20 games in the playoffs. I think they mean the 2020-21 season, meaning that he crossed the threshold and would be considered a regular RFA moving forward, thus making him a prime target for offer sheets. So there you go. I mean, look, of course, most likely, like I say, in 9 cinematic universes out of 10, we'll see Cole Caulfield sign with the Montreal Canadiens here. Like, it's so likely. And of course, when you have a young, dynamic, goal-scoring, potential, marketable superstar here, you're going to want to sign him. So very, very, very small chance they let this guy slip through their fingers. And it's different than kotkaniemi, but you're kidding yourself if you don't think this is a real possibility. And look, yes, my previous scenario, Arizona signing him to 10 mil for 8 years, was exaggerated. It was dramatic, but it's not that far off, okay? There will be teams, especially if the dude puts up 30 goals, 35, 40. Imagine the dude pots 40 goals. I mean, look at the pace he scored his 23 goals on last season when St. Louis came in. So it's not out of the realm of possibility for him to get 40 goals at all. And if he does that, there will be teams who are starved for goal scoring. I'm looking at you, Arizona, okay? Buffalo. There are teams, plenty of them, I'm only naming a couple here, who would line up, okay, and drool at the mouth and say, you want 9? You want 8.5 or 8? Like, we'll give it to you. Whereas Montreal might say, hey, maybe we'll give you a bridge deal. Maybe we'll give you what Brock Besser had. So we'll give you 3 years at about $6.5 million, something like that. Not this contract, but the one before for Brock. And it's things like that I'm wondering about. And it's definitely something to consider because the article also mentions early on that it's almost imperative, in their opinion, that Caulfield gets signed maybe by Christmas, okay? And honestly, I tend to agree. I think the sooner this extension comes, the better, because I've seen too many guys not willing to sign before the season, before their contract is up. And then as soon as the season starts, they all say, I want to focus on hockey. I don't want to talk contract. I want to focus on hockey. Okay, nothing else. and then you run into a situation where you're cutting it close, and sometimes you lose the player, a la jesperi kotkaniemi, a la Johnny Gaudreau for the Calgary Flames. I know he was a UFA, bit of a different scenario, but you get what I'm saying. In any case, the sooner the better. And if you're CAUFIELD, I understand not wanting to sign because you maybe want to prove yourself this year and get more money. But if you're the Montreal Canadiens and Kent Hughes, I mean, go to Cole's doorstep, get on your knees and beg, please, that he signs right now. Okay, so I really hope the Habs are able to avoid all of this commotion and a possible disaster here. So let me know what you guys think about it in the comments down below. I don't want this to become a huge saga. Let me know. Like, comment, subscribe. See you in the next one. Peace out.